So I decided to split this staghorn fern apart. Uh, as you can see, the structure is pretty interesting. There's the leaves that's coming out. Those are the antler fronds, and these are the shield fronds, which are the shield-looking ones. So I'm gonna split this guy in half from right here. Looks like a good splitting spot. So I'm gonna cut through there with a clean knife. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a clean cut from there. And you can see the root is still attached on the this part over here. But for this new plant over here, there isn't really any roots attached. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this guy in a container, and that's gonna help conserve the water, and hopefully the plant will recover. And about 19 days later, I decided to open to check if the plant is recovering or anything. And as you can see, the leaves are still looking good. It's not dried up. And right here, as you can see, there's some growth from the base. You can see those brighter, lighter spots over there. I think that's root growth. So it is indeed recovering, and that's a good sign. So I'm gonna keep this guy in this humidified chamber, and we'll see how it goes. Then I decided to check 17 days after that, and you can see more root growth. It's pretty apparent now what the root looks like. You can see those little pointy things. Looks really cool. And a week later, this is what it looks like. Not much change from the leaf, but you can see the root is definitely growing. It has attached to the tissue paper or the paper towel. And I'm gonna switch the medium from the paper towel to some moss. So I'm gonna have to separate the paper towel from the roots. And these are the moss I'm gonna use as the media for the fern to recover on. So basically I just put it in the same chamber and put the fern on the wetted moss. And then about a month later, you can see the leaf is definitely growing, and you can see the roots has attached to the moss. It's growing very nicely. And about 2 months later, I decided to mount this guy because I think it has enough time to recover, and the roots system is probably healthy enough for a drier condition. And along the way, I also splitted the original Stockholm fern. So we have two now. This is the one I've been working on since day 0. And this guy is, I don't know, not as long as the first one. But as you can see, the root structure has grown on the moss as well. And I bought a few cork thing, and I'm just gonna use one of them for mounting the ferns. And this is the one that came in later. It's not as old, and I mounted it onto the cork, decorated with some moss. And I'm just gonna show you how I mounted it. So underneath the fern is a plastic bag filled with the moss, and that's gonna help retain the moisture. And this is the older fern from day 0. And underneath the fern is the plastic bag, which I filled with moss. So the moss in the bag is going to help retain the water for longer, and the water will diffuse onto the top layer where the fern is. So this is what the final product looked like after about 4 months. And from the top here you can see there's a hole on the plastic bag. That's where I'm gonna water the fern directly into the plastic bag.